we're gonna discuss about the Nazca's lines history, and it's a really mysterious Nazca lines history, and no one can find the exact information about the nature's unique wonder which is Nazca's lines history. And this place is also located near the country Peru, and Peru, the capital of the Peru is Lima. Lima is also famous. So now in this video we're gonna discuss about the Nazca's lines, how ancient period of time people can do as such kind of images which can have and give inspirations about this generation. So let's find. Hello ChatGPT and welcome back. Now in this video, in this episode, I'm gonna ask you about the Nazca's lines and why this Nazca lines is so famous in the history, and where is it located, and what a kind of place nearby and nearby country.
Absolutely, I'd be happy to help with that. The Nazca lines are indeed fascinating. They're located in the Nazca Desert of southern Peru, and they're famous for their large geoglyphs that depict various animals and shapes. They're believed to have been created by the Nazca culture between 500 BCE and 500 CE. And of course, Lima, the capital of Peru, is not too far away. Feel free to ask anything specific, and I'm here to dive into all the details with you.
It means that Nazca is nearly located about the Nazca Desert, and it's a part of country of Peru, and the capital of Peru is Lima. Lima is also known as the ancient period of history, and it is a very famous city, and Nazca lines is very a blended topic, and I'm so intriguing to learn about the Nazca's lines history.
Absolutely, you've got it. The Nazca lines are definitely a captivating subject, blending history, culture, and a bit of mystery. It's fascinating how these geoglyphs have survived for centuries and continue to intrigue people around the world. I'm excited to explore more about it with you anytime.
Yes, sure, I'm also, but I want to just ask you about it. What a kind of images drew by the Nazca's peoples at the ancient history? So could you explain me?
Of course, the Nazca lines feature a variety of images, including depictions of animals like monkeys, spiders, hummingbirds, and even more abstract shapes like geometric patterns and lines. Some of the figures are quite large, stretching hundreds of meters, and they're best viewed from the air. The purpose and meaning behind these designs are still debated, but they're thought to have had religious or ceremonial significance. It's definitely a rich and intriguing topic.
Yeah, it's a really tricky topic, and you can say that you said that monkey, hummingbird, and the spider and the human beings images drew at that place. But what a kind of information you can provide me how people made this type of drawing in a good way, because now we can see that this generation there were no crops grew at that place. Why?
That's a great question. The Nazca people created these geoglyphs by removing the top layer of reddish-brown iron oxide coated pebbles to reveal the lighter colored earth beneath. Essentially, they created large-scale outlines by carefully arranging and clearing the stones. They used simple tools and a deep understanding of geometry to plan these massive designs. It's truly impressive how they managed it without modern technology. The dry climate of the region also helped preserve these lines for centuries.
Yeah, it's a great information, but they use a wooden stick, ropes, and iron oxide means reddish brown iron pebbles. So in this way they can preserve their lines, and it's a such type of interesting because we can draw in this generation a such type of lines, but after a week, after a month, we can see their crops can grow. But now at that history and ancient period of time, and that images can grow over 500 and 1000 years of ago, but we can see that there were no crops grow at that place. So this is the logical behind it, and no one can behind the reason and the mystery about the Nazca's lines. And some people just give their own notion, own theories. It's a such type of worship and ritual. People can try to make and try to talk their god in that way.
Absolutely, you've captured it well. And the preservation of the Nazca lines is indeed remarkable, and the fact that they remain intact over such a long period is fascinating. The arid climate definitely played a big role in that preservation. And yes, the theories about their purpose, whether they were for religious rituals, astronomical purposes, or something else, are still open to interpretation. It's definitely a captivating mystery that continues to intrigue people worldwide.
Yes, Nazca line is nearly located about the Nazca desert, and Nazca Desert is the part of Peru. Peru is the country, and the country's capital is Lima. Lima is also known as the ancient history, and it is a very famous city, and so that's why Nazca Lines gave their boost their famously city, and in this way people can aware about the history about the Nazca Lines. So thank you for your guidance and this episode you hear and try to make me understand.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I could help and that you found the information interesting. It's always a pleasure to explore these intriguing topics with you. If you have more questions or want to dive deeper into anything else in the future, just let me know. I'm always here to help.
Yes, of course, because you mentioned that the images which is drew in just such a type of hummingbird, monkey, spider, human beings, and this is a such type of blender images how people try to make, and this is the way to talk their gods, and it is also a occasional or a rituals when the cultivation grow and when the cultivation and harvest their crops, and they just trying to celebrate their functions and rituals. They just trying to do and make a such kind of images and enjoy and celebrate.
Absolutely. That's a wonderful way to look at it. The Nazca lines truly reflect the cultural and spiritual practices of the Nazca people, and it's fascinating how these designs are intertwined with their agricultural cycles and rituals. It's definitely a beautiful blend of art, culture, and spirituality. I'm glad we could explore this together, and I'm always here whenever you want to dive into more intriguing topics.
Yeah, it's a really inspirational history about the art and craft, because now in this generation we can see that there are lots of art and craft tools, but as compared at the ancient history there were no such type of tools, but ancient period of history peoples can prove that the ancient period history can a golden history, but they can prove and they can also prove that they had a good extra minded person. But now this generation, as that comparison, there are a lots of difference between them, and I'm just hoping that at the ancient history peoples had a great mind rather than this generation people.
Absolutely. It's really fascinating to reflect on how the ancients were able to achieve such remarkable feats with limited technology. Their ingenuity and creativity really stand out. And it's inspiring to see how they use their resources and knowledge to create enduring legacies. Each generation definitely brings its own strengths and challenges, and it's always intriguing to learn from the past while looking forward to the future.
Yeah, it's a really great and intriguing topic, and it is really interesting, and I am so really glad you could help me and this episode, and my viewer also learn about the Nazca line, so they are very appreciating about you. You could help us to find the information about Nazca's line.
I'm so happy to hear that. It's wonderful to know that your viewers are enjoying the content and finding it insightful. It's always a pleasure to help out and share knowledge, and I'm looking forward to many more intriguing topics in the future. Thanks so much for your kind words, and I'm always here whenever you need me.
Yes, of course. When I need your help, I definitely call you and take a such type of episode and try to find the conversation and information. So thank you for your help again. Goodbye. Take care. I'm going to sum up this video. Goodbye again.
Dance with me.